Oh, what is up, guys? Yo, what is up, guys? Thunder handled business. We have a series. Yo, we have a fucking series. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Yo. How's the connection? I know the connection, dude. I tried live streaming earlier. I don't know what was going on with my service. So I'm praying, fingers crossed. Yo, how are we doing? Is the stream working okay? How's the stream look? Is it working? Alex, I just got double hooked on 2 different PrizePicks slips. Fuck, man. I'm sorry, Arturo. It is not fun to get double hooked on 2 PrizePicks slips. Bro's back. What's up, guys? There we go. Stream's working. Yo, what's up, guys? So the stream's working. If you were on the live stream earlier, it was not working. So now I'm really happy. Because again, I tried streaming earlier. It just kept crashing. And I kept flipping out because it kept crashing. And I don't know what was going on earlier. The Wi-Fi in this Airbnb. It's my mom's birthday. She wanted to take a week-long trip. You would have thought like a week-long trip to Europe. Nope. Maryland. So I'm in Maryland right now. Which is fine. There's a lot of sports books in Maryland. So without further ado, I want to get some bets in, and let me know in the chat what sports book you guys want to start out on. Oh shit, what do we want to do, boys? What do we want to look at? Let me check the chat. Alex, why don't you do player props on exchanges? I sometimes do. It honestly depends on how much liquidity is available. I think a lot of times exchanges are kind of sharp, if I'm being completely honest. So like this play, you can actually get this on DraftKings Pick 6 as well. Yo, I know you guys like DraftKings Pick 6. But check out this play. Damn, DraftKings just adjusted this slightly. Dustin May. So this is a play for tomorrow on DraftKings. Look at this shit, dude. Dustin May. Oh my God. Dude, fuck. My betting limits on DraftKings are absolutely horrible. But also, we've absolutely crushed this book so far this year. Or not even this year, just like total. They do not limit on DraftKings Pick 6. This is like their new fantasy site, new competitor to PrizePicks. They don't have limits on Pick 6, which is nice. So when I'm back in Virginia, we'll destroy it. But their sports book, I just get fucking horrible betting limits on. But regardless, here you can see DraftKings is arbitrage to no vig. So if you guys use DraftKings, get this locked in ASAP. Yo, get this locked in. It's not going to last very long. Can we get some Crab Sports? Are any of you guys in Maryland? Dude, this place is swarming with cops, and they don't sell alcohol anywhere. I went to a 7-Eleven after the Thunder game thinking I could buy beer. They only sell it at liquor stores. All the fucking liquor stores on a Sunday close at like 8 p.m. What the fuck is wrong with this state? Can't DoorDash it either. How are you down 755 on DraftKings Casino? There used to be, I used to live in Pennsylvania when I started using DraftKings, and they had some casino promos, and I always lost. But anyways, get this bet on Dustin May locked in. So it's a crossed market. DraftKings is arbitrage to both Novig and ProfitX. And also FanDuel had that line. Why does there always have to be such good value on DraftKings, man? Why? So again, I like using this arbitrage tool. I really do. To find good bets on DraftKings. That's honestly the main strategy I use to make money. Because again, whenever there's arbitrage, whenever 2 sports books, like here it's Novig and DraftKings, whenever 2 sports books have such different odds that you can bet the over on one book, the under on a different book, over on Novig, under on DraftKings to guarantee a profit. One of those two bets has to be profitable, considering we could bet both in the proper proportion to guarantee a profit. But anyways, let's find some bucking bets. What book do you guys want to look at? It looks like there's some value on Dabble. I have a bunch of sports books pulled up. Unfortunately, Dabble isn't legal in Maryland. But this play on Bobrovsky looks ridiculous. Shit, what do we want to do? Maryland here. What's up, Escobar season? In terms of exchanges, how much do you put into liquidity versus data points? I put a lot of weight into liquidity. I put a shit ton of weight into liquidity, if I'm being completely honest. Damn. Yo, so if you guys use Dabble, I'll give you a slip. Again, it's not in Maryland, so I'm not going to be able to use it. I'm personally not going to be able to bet this slip. But again, Dabble is like a fixed payout sports book. So like Bobrovsky, this, I forget how many saves he had last game, but I think it was, the game went into double OT, so I'm pretty sure it was a shit ton. But this is what you would want to run on Dabble. Man, it is a little beat the delay in these NBA games, dude. We don't have a game until Wednesday. So he's had 42 saves the first two games of this series. Obviously, both games went into OT. But anyways, Dabble is a fixed payout sportsbook. Shit, dude. There's a ridiculous amount of value right now. Damn, there's a lot of value. So this is what you would want to get locked in. Anyways, let's just get this locked in. And this play on Brad, it also pairs well. It's positively correlated with this play on Bobrovsky. Anyways, this would be a 3-pick entry, 6x payout. So again, like on Dabble, you take this dude to go, over, under, like it's not going to matter. You get the same fucking payout, 6x regardless for a 3-man. Every data point we have in the market, every sports book, all these books have is over heavily favored. So that's a play we want to be on. Same thing with this MLB play, Shane Baz. You can see the exchanges, super tight markets. They're also crossed in terms of the implied odds, but, every sports book has his under heavily favored. I do feel like Dabble has been, honestly, a little bit dry lately, but I don't know what to tell you. Let's get in some FanDuel bets. Let's fucking go, dude. So let's get in some FanDuel plays. FanDuel's a great book. A lot of value on it. So check out this play for tomorrow, bro. Marlins. -2.5. +280. MLB ends for today. Books have already started to post lines for tomorrow. What's up, guys? Novig is much sharper than ProfitX on player props from my experience. Yeah, again, these betting exchanges, because they have no limits, they definitely get a lot of sharper bettors, smarter customers. This is the Dabble play. But anyways, MLB ends for today. Books are already posting MLB lines for tomorrow. Yo, today's game was pretty boring. So the question is, we have this play on Marlins. This looks ridiculously good. Oh, shit. Dude, there is a lot of value on FanDuel right now. There always is. FanDuel's a good book because compared to other books, FanDuel doesn't charge a lot of juice. So here you can see FanDuel's the only book offering, Padres on the run line. FanDuel always has good mainline value. But if you take Pinnacle's market, remove the VIG, this is a no VIG odds calculator. I always say it's the most important calculator in sports betting. Mariners sold us tonight, dude, I know. Well, I wouldn't call this the most boring NBA Finals ever. I think we may have had the best. Is that the... Yo, was that the... Did we have the best Game 1 NBA Finals ever? I feel like I've watched every NBA Finals game for the past, maybe since I've been in middle school. I do not, but also now I gamble, and I had money on the Pacers, so maybe I'm fucking biased, but dude, Game 1 was ridiculous. I don't know if... I hope the Thunder don't win the next 4 games. But anyways, let me shut up and get in some bets. Mariners sold us today. I know, dude. We had a Dude, we were so close to hitting our fucking long shot parlay. All we needed was the Mariners team total. We had a 5-leg parlay to turn 100 into 12K, and the Mariners shat the bed. So maybe let's do another long shot parlay. We got to hit one. We got to hit one. Tomorrow is our day. Tomorrow's our fucking day, dude. FanDuel always has a ton of value. Obviously, every pick I give out, you can run as a straight bet. You can parlay it. Whatever. Damn, Rebet has a lot of tennis value right now. Ooh. What the fuck, dude? Let's build something on FanDuel, then we can move on to Underdog. I mean, honestly, whatever other book you guys want to look at. I do feel like we've been balling out on Fliff recently. So what's nice about Fliff, so this was the Dabble play again. What's nice about Fliff, also like the video, follow the channel. If you guys are on YouTube, people always tell me lag. Yo, is it lagging? Yo, is it lagging? Someone said lag. Hopefully it's not lagging. Them winning the next 4 games would be crazy. Dude, I hope it's a good series. But anyways, we've been hot on Fliff, so I'll do a Fliff play after. But we got some value on FanDuel, so we got to do a FanDuel play. Let's just put something together on FanDuel. All of these bets are plus EV. We just got to find the picks we want to go with most. So I'm looking through. There's some tennis value. I like this play on the Padres. It looks great. You have multiple data points. Clear as day value. Have you been looking at Ohtani and Judge 4 bases compared to their home runs? I did a little. I do feel like, I mean, it is interesting. Sometimes, I mean, what they're talking about in the chat is sometimes if you look at Ohtani 4+ bases, which obviously would cash if you played Ohtani home run, sometimes it's like they're giving you plus 190 on Fliff for Ohtani 4+ bases, and then his home run line they're juicing the fuck out of to like plus 140. So I definitely think that's a decent strategy. But anyways, let me shut up and finish this parlay. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to add in, we're going to do 4 legs. So obviously tomorrow our first 4 legs are going to cash. And then, yo, follow the fucking channel. And then we're going to have to wait till Wednesday. We're all going to, you know, dude, nothing is better than having a parlay where your first few legs win. The final leg is a couple days away. You're just like happy all week. You're hopeful all week. And I don't know why they never take this bet. What the fuck is wrong with this sportsbook, dude? What do you mean no funds have been deducted from my account? They tell you your max betting limit on FanDuel. Let me try refreshing. Anyways, here's the FanDuel parlay. Dude, come on. Here's the FanDuel parlay. I'm getting locked in. Alex Monahan, when is the fan meetup? Dude, why are they not taking this fucking bet? Yo, there we go. So now they took it. So this is the play. FanDuel long shot, but I want to move on to some other books. Yo, what book do you guys want to look at? Yeah, but, I mean, I've said it in other videos. I've honestly made a ton of tutorials. Unk, who is your biggest op? Dude, I don't really have beef or engage with beef or care. I don't have ops. My favorite people, yo, but let me, I did a video on ProfitX and kind of how to read their liquidity recently. So, I'll put that in the chat. Do Underdog. But anyways, here's the play. So, let's see what else we got. Yo, so here, what do we want to do, man? Anyways, maybe we'll do an Underdog play. Let me shut up for a sec. So again, Underdog's another book I'm actually, unfortunately, not going to be able to bet on for the next couple days. It's not legal in Maryland. I hate how in the U.S. it works that way. But there is a shit ton of tennis value on Underdog. What the fuck? So tennis, obviously, nobody watches women's tennis. I don't watch women's tennis. I don't know who she is. Elisa Mertens. But again, like, Underdog's a fixed payout sportsbook. You take her to go over in games, under in games won. You get the same fucking payout. Regardless, you're going to get a 6x payout on a 3-man regardless. Also, shout out PrizePicks for improving their payouts. But long story short, you have all these data points, hundreds of sports books, betting markets. Pinnacle is especially sharp for tennis. All these books have the under heavily favored. But anyways, let's move on. I don't know. Yo, is it tennis season? Why are there so many tennis bets showing up? It's actually kind of ridiculous. So anyways, let's just get in a slip real quick. And then I want to move on to what book are we doing next? What book are we doing next, dude? Is that a dude or a chick? Is that a dude or a chick? That's a fucking transgender. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to... I shouldn't make fun of girls for their looks. That was mean. I'm so sorry. But anyways, let me finish this slip and shut up for a sec. What the fuck? Okay, let's go here. I don't know why tennis... It's hard to navigate to. Where's this Sonego dude? So it's only pulling up Hales. Okay, whatever. Okay, let's finish this slip. So I have one pick so far. This is the best pick. Obviously, kind of the first step I believe everybody should use. Everybody. When finding value is just like, you want to make sure all your picks, Underdog has thousands of lines up. You just want to zone in on the picks that actually have value, an edge. So you look right here, Underdog has this line at 26, 27 here. Hot Streak, which is a book that specializes in esports, they have a line at 27.5. But anyways, let me shut up. Alex, shut up. Yo, I told you guys yesterday, if I'm ever talking too much, it rarely happens. Most people tell me you don't talk enough. You should explain your plays more. It's a lot of you guys. But if I'm ever yapping too much, you can just type in the chat, shut the fuck up, nerd. And I probably won't listen, and maybe I'll ban you, but this is a very solid 3-pick entry on Underdog. No NBA, no NHL, but I don't really give a fuck what I'm betting on. Lock this in. Yo, what book do you guys want to look at? We'll say what I try to do is middle bet with the over 3.5 bases and under on home run on Novig. That's very interesting. What did they remove? Why do they do this, dude? So you can see Underdog always has so much esports value. The issue is, especially when I'm fucking streaming, they remove this shit so fast. Anyways, here's some replacement picks. Again, I don't know why they fucking remove these plays so fast. It's very annoying. I was talking about it yesterday, but I'm pretty sure that I'm positive. They do it based on betting volume. Why are there ants in this Airbnb? This thing, bro. I hate ants, dude. Underdog definitely removes things, though, based on betting volume. So I think, a lot of you guys are profitable. Why are you profitable? Probably because you show up to my live streams. But what was I going to say is, I think, once a certain amount of people bet the exact same player prop, Underdog just, automatically fucking removes it, which is bullshit. Which is why there's always a ton of esports value when they first drop lines for the upcoming day. But it unfortunately seems to move pretty quickly. But anyways, yeah, ProfitX Novig, definitely be careful on player props. Unfortunately, there's a lot of sharps on that platform. It doesn't matter as much for very liquid, active betting markets like NBA, money lines, totals. It doesn't really fucking matter. But especially as you get closer to game time. But for player props, yeah, dude, there's some There are some sharps on those platforms. So watch the video I put in the chat. Long story short, dude. Anyways, what do you guys want to do? Is there any value on pick 6? So pick 6 has a little bit of stuff coming up, but honestly nothing really good enough to make like a full slip. What about PrizePicks? So again, PrizePicks, shout out PrizePicks, man. Well, there's no value on PrizePicks right now. Not really. Well, there is a little, I guess. Let's check out PrizePicks only. Sometimes I get overwhelmed. There's so many sports books. I love sports books. So there is some value on PrizePicks. Like you could pair, I'll just put a little play in the chat. Again, PrizePicks isn't in Maryland, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it until I get back to Virginia. But then I have to go to the NBA Finals. My life is really hard. I have to go to the NBA Finals. I have to take a flight to Indianapolis. It's going to be so hard. But anyways, Indianapolis does have PrizePicks, so it's okay. So let me just put this play in the chat, but shout out PrizePicks. They recently improved the payouts on their 3-mans to what did they improve it to? They used to have the worst payouts on 3-pick entries. They used to give you only a 5x payout, but they bumped it up to a 6x payout. So here's another play, Pinnacle, DraftKings. I mean, not as many data points, but anyways, let me just shut up and put this in the chat. So that's tennis, and then we're going to have a League of Legends play and a CS2 play. So it's slacks over 11 headshots. Have you ever entered a Circa Survivor pool? No, I have not. Yo, what is all this shit about a squirt contest? Stop talking about a squirt contest in my fucking live stream, dude. Why is there no alcohol in Maryland, dude? Why have I been sober this entire trip? Why doesn't 7-Eleven sell alcohol? How do you live in a state? Doesn't give you alcohol! Doesn't give you fucking alcohol, dude. Yo, who is this dude? Bro, who are you, 99 Statics? Put the ant on your donger. I don't know, man. Dude, the East Coast weather has been pretty shitty, dude. Always raining here, it seems like. God damn it. Yo. Oh my god. Dude. Should we already get a fliff play locked in, or... Oh my god. Oh my god. Becky, look at... Yo, what other books do you guys want to look at? I don't really see many suggestions, and you guys know I'm a scatterbrained ADHD motherfucker. So, we gotta zone in. I think I heard fliff, and boom. They removed that line way too quickly. So, fliff, rebet, and Onyx odds. So, you can see Onyx odds right here. I may have it filtered out currently. But these are all called sweepstakes books, which basically just means they're legal in like every state. Rebet is insanely beatable. Like, there's just a ton of value on it, especially it seems like for tennis. Are these dudes or girls? I don't know. The issue with Rebet is, dude, they make it hard to find the bets. So when are these girls playing? WTA London, women, girls. WTA London, here we have it. Look at this line, bro. Plus 123. Novig, a pretty sharp book. They have, 28 cents of juice. Remove the vig. Maybe like plus 117 fair. We're getting plus 123. You look at every single sports book. Pinnacle has 1.5K betting limits. So 1.5K betting limits, that just means the markets are more active, more liquid. It's just like, how do you think about liquidity? It's just like confidence, right? Like, if a sports book is telling you, hey, you can bet, anyone in the world can bet 1.5K on these spreads versus $40, you're more confident in the pricing of that sports book, which most likely means they're getting more betting volume and they're more confident in the markets that they're putting out. Let's see how much they let me bet, though. What is wrong with this sportsbook, dude? So this is WTA London. Is anybody able to get this locked in? I don't know what is wrong. With this fucking book, dude. Why? Why? Do you let me bet these fake coins? I don't know. Yo, is anyone able to bet on Rebet right now? The search feature works if you look up the player's last name. What is debug on OddsJam? It's supposed to help me debug it, but I don't really look at it all the time. Anyways, there's a ton of value on Rebet. I don't know. The sportsbook is legal in Maryland. They're just not taking the bet. Plus 5.5. This play looks crazy. Crazy good. I mean, it's a very solid edge. It's a mainline market. You'll wake up and either be down money or up money. Anyways, there's a ton of tennis value on Rebet, but I don't even think I'm going to be able to bet any of this shit, dude. Why? Why do you even have a sports book if you're not going to take my action? Anyways, what book do you guys want to look at? So, Rebet is janky. Let's see what else we have. Crab Sports. Did I filter it out? Let's see. Nope. I guess there's just no value on it right now. I don't know. Let's see. Damn, dude, I have the hiccups and they're not going away, which is why I decided to live stream. Yo. So if you guys use DraftKings, again, this is just the OddsJam positive EV tool. It's not going to do anything complicated. Just scan the... Dude, why do I have the hiccups? Scan the books, point out value, plus 175. I mean, no other book offering above plus 150. This seems solid. And again, like, I'm a big believer because I mean, I know I'm right. These hiccups are crazy. You know, you just want to place as many bets as you can, assuming the bets have an edge. So, like, here's a ridiculous tennis bet. Again, I personally, I don't give a shit if I'm betting on, you know, dudes to get divorced from their ugly ass wife, or basketball, or Asian men, or white woman. I don't really give a shit. Wherever there's value, we run it. Sometimes it's NBA, sometimes it's esports, but like, look at this line. We're buying the stock at 250. Again, the reason profitable sports betting is so accessible. What tennis tournament is this in? That's a girl, Celine Naef. Interesting. Minus 250. This is the WTA ICLY qualifiers. You can see that right here. She's fucking jacked, bro. Yo, remember that tennis player Mia Khalifa that you assholes told me to Google and it turned out to be a porn star? Can we find some bets on Mia Khalifa? Bro, that's a porn star. Oh, shit. But anyways, it's like if you're the best poker player in the world, if you have an edge, you want to play as many hands as possible. You know, sometimes you'll get dealt 2-7. It's the same thing in sports betting. If a bet has an edge, you want to run it. You want to run it. Look at it. And there's just, I mean, DraftKings is just kind of popping. Dude, I signed my sister up for every single sports book on this family trip and just showed her how to gamble. Yeah, it's crazy how much money she can get down on DraftKings and just how many how many arbitrage bets are on it, because I don't, obviously, now that I'm limited on DraftKings, I don't focus on it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, dude. We're betting the Thunder. Lines have already come out now. Damn, FanDuel's only giving me 310. So check this out. This is the ARB tool. Crossed market. Oh my god. Thunder minus 4.5. I'm gonna run as well. Oh shit. Oh shit. They'll take $5,400 on it. So I'm just gonna hit it for $1,500. But here you can see this is a crossed market arbitrage. FanDuel is also crossed with fuck, dude. FanDuel is also crossed with Bet 105, right? These two books are so out of sync. I mean, granted, game's a few days away, but you know, I could go over to Bet 105, which is another book legal everywhere, and because they have such different odds from FanDuel, I could just like hedge, buy the stock at 124 on FanDuel, sell it at 129 on Bet 105. So one of these two bets has to be plus EV, so we have a high confidence in our edge, and it's pretty clear value on the FanDuel side, but these hiccups are killing me, dude. Alex is the best liar. He doesn't know Mia. I've never heard of Mia Khalifa. I've never seen any content regarding her. Remember that tennis player Isis? Did he win? Yo, Breaking Clouds, what are you putting in my chat, dude? Onyx Odds has good promos. He's on crack right now. Well, we're not doing Onyx Odds if you tell me I'm on crack, bro. Yes. Look up. Dude, what? I may die tonight. At this rate, I may die tonight. But anyways. Oh, shit. Yo, so lock in this for tomorrow. This is a FanDuel play. Kayla Thornton. So you can see like less active, efficient betting markets. FanDuel's giving me lower limits. So this is Kayla Thornton. Is she hot? Let's see. I'll let you guys judge. Kayla Thornton over 18.5 points plus rebounds. Again, no VIG's a betting exchange. There's a fair amount of liquidity. So this is a crossed market. This or that, one of these two plays, the over, the under, the over, the under. One of those two bets is plus EV. You know, no VIG. There's a decent amount of liquidity. It's probably a sharper better. I mean, regardless, I think it's good value. Lock it in. Watch my... What? Dude, what the fuck? This play is ridiculous. Bro, I wish... Fuck, I may need to call my sister and get her back here. Dude, my sister... Dude, we were able to arbitrage bet the Thunder Pacers game live. I actually posted the play in the Discord. I was able to hit probably... Bro, just say you're not a fish. I'm not a fish. Hiccups will go away. Damn. Anyways, this is crazy. So DraftKings already moved it down. I mean, again, it means jack shit to me because I'm limited, but I'm not going to use player two accounts on stream. Player 2 account means like whatever. Create an account for your mom, your dad, your sister. It's not fucking complicated. So DraftKings is now down to plus 115. My sister could play this on her account for like $1,000. Arbit for 207. And you can just like, fuck, dude. Maybe I gotta call her over. She's probably asleep though. My sister hates sports betting. I gotta get her to like it more so I can get... Dude, but DraftKings is kind of popping right now. Which is awesome. Call her over. This is free bread, bro. Put her on. I have. She's just not as passionate. But anyways, Is it raining? Yo, let's see. Dude, this state is the jankiest. Nah, it's not raining. It is not raining. What play is that? But anyways, let me move on. Dude, this is killing me. So this Burrows play, dude, we literally just bet this at plus 115. It's already down to minus 110. Kind of shows you how quickly these lines move. Again, I think OKC is ridiculous value, but whatever. Let's move on. Let's move on. What did we want to do? So I'm going to put in FanDuel, Fliff, Better, Crab Sports, Underdog, Rebet. We'll do a sweep. Again, Rebet, there's a ton of value, but I can't figure out the site right now. Like, I would lock in Roman. Remember, you can always remember this guy's name, like the Viagra company. And plus 115 obviously looks really good. I mean, it's plus EV to every other sportsbook's market. So that seems really good. There's a lot of good plays. There's honestly a lot of tennis plays right now. I don't know what is going on in tennis. I feel like FanDuel's been running some Stanley Cup promos, but usually they drop their promos at midnight. Why you dress like it's cold? What do you mean, why am I dressed like it's cold? I'm wearing sweatpants. And it was cold because it was fucking raining like half the day. There was a tornado warning, so I did literally nothing. For some reason on hockey, FanDuel gives me beyond ass betting limits. But I do think this play is probably the best bet for the Stanley Cup tomorrow. At least that I've seen so far. There hasn't been a ton of Stanley Cup value. Bro, you click too fast. I don't even see the play. What play do you want to see, Wigwag? What play do you want to see, Wigwag? Having a kid is plus EV. Dude, I'm not even married. I'm not having a kid. What play do you have? This is Burrows under 1.5 walks at plus 115. That was on DraftKings, but again, it moved fast as shit. So I apologize, but unfortunately, I don't control when these books move lines. Is there anything else that looks good? I don't know, man. Not really, but was Mike Walks over or under? Under. Under at plus 115. I mean, that's what I locked in, but again, it moved. What do you like on Underdog? Let's look at Underdog. I don't think Underdog has posted... Underdog hasn't posted NBA lines yet for tomorrow. Or sorry, for game 3. Oh, shit. So here's another play. I mean, this looks ridiculously good just right off the open. Zach Wheeler over 6.5 Ks. Place a bunch of bets with an edge. Every bet has an edge. If every bet has an edge, you know, let the math work itself out. Make money long term. You'll make money long term, right? You're like a fucking hedge fund. So here, FanDuel, minus 112 on the under. FanDuel has the same price, the same odds on both the over and the under. Dude, why are these hiccups not going away? I may die. I realized. Dude, I just get a weird feeling that I'm going to die at like 50. But anyways. So FanDuel has no lean in their market. They're giving you the same price on the over over and the under. Every other book, you know, you look at Pinnacle, a sharp book, all these books have the over heavily favored. So I locked it in. It's also arbitrage to no vig. So even though this wouldn't make a lot of money because my FanDuel account is max limited, nuked, and I'm live streaming all my initial FanDuel accounts, when I'm on my sister's account, I would slam this for probably the max possible, make more money. Obviously, that's the tough part about sports betting is you constantly got to be being fucking creative, getting new accounts, figuring shit out. But I'm not going to do that on stream. So I'm not trying to get in trouble. So again, sometimes, you know, FanDuel, all these books have pretty good value off the open early. So let me do one more quick peek through and let's see if anything strikes our eye. Otherwise, I may just, you know, jack off, go to bed. But let's see. What do we have? Connor McDavid. Nah. How do you know how much to bet when you get the play off the ARB tool? I mean, I kind of have a sense of my betting limits. So like FanDuel, if you're trying to see how much you can get down, you can just type in some massive number and it will literally tell you. So FanDuel is basically telling me, again, I'm on a max limited account, so your limits cannot be worse than mine. So FanDuel is telling me, hey, you can bet 108. Also, I'm talking to you, RC1124RC, whoever just posted in the chat. So, like, on FanDuel, they're telling me, hey, you can bet 108 max. So on DraftKings, what you can do is what I would have tried to do. It seems like they moved it. Is I would have tried to bet 97.65, and if they take it, I go over to FanDuel, bet 108. If they don't take it, you know, whatever. Yo, so this NBA play, Aaron Wiggins over 8.5 points plus rebounds, that looks solid on PrizePicks, as well as DraftKings. Whoa. Whoa. Damn, dude. So you can see lines already coming out. Better picks. Another DFS app, Miles Turner. Over 6.5 RAs, just like PrizePicks, Underdog. I mean, all these DFS apps have different lines from one another. What the fuck, dude? This is crazy. All these DFS apps have different lines from one another. You know, so sometimes Better has more value. Other times it's PrizePicks. Better has Miles Turner's line at 6.5 RAs. All the other books, the over's heavily favored. That would be a great play on Better. But again, this sports book, it's not available in Maryland, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm going to call it a day for now. Hold your breath for 30 seconds. Dude, I can't hold my breath for 30 seconds. Do you know how much weed I smoke? You think I can hold my breath for 30 seconds? Do I seem that healthy, bro? Anyways, I'm going to call it a day. I got to get rid of these hiccups. See ya, boys. Appreciate everyone who joined. I'll be streaming tomorrow. If I don't have the hiccup still. Otherwise,